Hi 15 Weeks to Fitness members. This is lesson 3. Now make sure that you've watched lesson 1 and lesson 2 before you watch this video. On lesson 2, we made our food diary. And remember last Monday, I told you your assignment was to write down everything that you eat in an 8.5 by 11 spiral notebook like this. Preferably one with a nice hardcover like this one has. And so in lesson 2, I gave you an example of how to write down all of your food. Now on lesson 1, I didn't tell you that you had to tally up your calories, your protein grams, and your fat grams. So that's what we're going to start doing this week. Now, when I did lesson 2 and wrote all of this down, all of my food that I ate for the day, actually this wasn't actually what I ate that day. It was pretty close, but I added something in here. I made it a little bit different, and there's a reason for it. Actually, I didn't add something in. I left something out. So when we look at our day here, can you notice what's missing? Do you see that there is a huge, glaring, bad issue with this day? What is it? We've got coffee, protein shake, apple crisps, salad, some dried soybeans, M&Ms, an apple, spaghetti for dinner, salad, and a roll. Okay, and I know you're probably thinking, M&Ms, that's what's wrong with the day. That's not really what's wrong with this day. What's wrong with this day is that there is no calcium. Bad. How could we have a day with no calcium? Actually, I did have a little bit of milk in my coffee. I always do. Didn't add it in here, but I should have. I was trying to be fast writing this down for you. And in this whole day, we have no calcium at all. Now this is where I usually get my calcium in. I usually have at least a half a cup of milk in my coffee. I always have cottage cheese on my salad. Make sure you buy skim, fat-free cottage cheese. Here's a little bit of calcium here. I sprinkled Kraft shredded fat-free cheese on my salad. Little bit there, not a lot though. Surely that's not enough for the day. And normally either at lunch or at the end of the day, or maybe as a snack, I always have a yogurt. Okay, so that's another serving of milk. And we want at least 2 to 3 servings of dairy every day. 2 to 3 servings of calcium. And so, and even if you are getting calcium, you still need to take a calcium tablet. So as far as your supplements go, every day, you're going to need calcium, your regular multivitamin, and a B complex. I mean, that's just like the basis every day. You also might want to add vitamin C to that, depending on how much vitamin C you normally eat. So that's what's wrong with this day. Now, if I added a half a cup of milk here, I would add at least 40 to 45 calories here. If I added cottage cheese here, I'd probably have about another 60 to 80 calories. I'll say 60. And if I added a yogurt in down here, I would definitely have another 100 calories. So this is 160, 40. That's basically 200 more calories for my day, making my day 1440. Now 1440 is acceptable on calories for the day. But where could I have cut out some empty calories? Yes, right here. That was leftover Valentine's Day candy. That's what that was. And I did really eat that. I'm not sure how many calories of M&Ms I ate. That's just a guess. That's a big question mark. Because you know how we do? I do it too. I'm just as bad as you are. We eat junk like that and we don't bother to count it because we don't want to know. We don't want to admit it. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what was wrong with this day and how I could have fixed it. So this week when you're doing your chart, I want you to write down your food, make your 3 columns, calories, protein, and fat. Protein is always in grams, and fat is always in grams. And so your assignment for this week is to add up all of your columns. So how much should your columns be? This is really, really important. Calories will be 1,000 to 1,500, and it would be good for you to stay at 12 to 1,400. That would be ideal, okay? Give yourself some low days. Have some 1,000-calorie days, a few, not very many, maybe one a week or something like that. 1,000 calories is basically starvation. So we don't want to starve ourselves all the time. But we can have a low-calorie day occasionally. And some days you're going to go 1,500 to 1,800 because you went out to eat that day or something happened. Like, for example, I went to Disney with my kids on Saturday and my husband. And so we ate a lot of extra junky stuff on Saturday. So you're going to have some high days. Now, this is for a woman who is average height. So this would be, say, 5'3" to 5'6" or 7. Every inch you are over 5'6" or 7, you can add 50 to 100 calories per day. And the reason this is a big range is because people are so different. You may be a very sedentary person, so you may not be able to add 100 calories a day per inch of height. Okay, and so for your protein, you need 50 to 100 grams per day. No less than 50. Okay? If it's less than 50, you get a sad face. No less than 50. Always strive to get at least 50. And for the importance of protein, make sure you go and read my makeover story if you haven't read that on my website, timetogetfit.biz. Now, ideally, you want to be between 60 and 90. It's going to be hard for you to get up to 100 just because the more protein you eat, the more calories you're going to have. So if you can be in this range right here, you're good. Fat. American Heart Association says we don't want any more than 25% of our calories to come from fat. So I want your fat to be 15 to 30 grams a day, and ideally 20 to 25. Okay? So that's what you want to strive for. It's really hard to get down to 15 a day. You'll have some days where you can go 15, but you usually can't keep that on a regular basis. But obviously with fat, the lower the better. And make sure that no more than half of your fat is from bad fats. I don't know if you can read that. That's pretty small. No more than half of your fat should be from bad fats. And if you don't know what good fats and bad fats are, go to my podcast link and listen to my show that I did on fat, and it's an hour and 40 minutes. That's how much information there is on fat. It's just a whole lot. And also, I can send you the notes on that. If you want the notes, just email me at anita@videofitnesscoach.com and I will send it to you by email. Okay, that's our lesson for today. Thanks for joining me. If you're not a member yet, go to videofitnesscoach.com and sign up, and I'll help you on your 15 weeks to fitness. Thanks a lot for joining me. Have a fit day. Bye-bye.